Isn't it the case that under your current policy, you allow your journalists on their social media accounts, their personal accounts, to publish matters concerning politics, public policy and controversial subjects?
Senator, that would be correct, yes, but we have guidelines and a code of conduct that sits around that.
So in other words, you don't meet the standards set by the BBC?
I would argue that our set of standards, while are different, and that we're not looking to impinge on people's civil liberties, but what we are doing is making sure that when they do post, they do so in a certain way. And would invite you to look at our personal use of social media guidelines, which we issued in March, which goes to a number of factors that relate to that.
So can I suggest that your concern about civil liberties is quite misplaced? When a journalist submits a piece of work for publication, isn't it ordinarily the case that that work is approved in accordance with the ABC's editorial standards?
That is correct. So publication certainly goes through a process which may or may not involve legal assessment for pre-publication as well as editorial assessment, and certainly an editorial manager, yes. And we yet...
So there's no freedom of speech issue there, is there? Journalists are required to have their work approved. It's got to comply with your editorial standards. There may be legal issues that have got to be checked. So there's no freedom of speech issue there, is there?
What we require our people...
No, Mr. Anderson, could you just answer my question?
Well, I am, but I'm saying that we require that all published material on an ABC platform, yes, adheres to the editorial policies that we have, the laws that we have, and when it comes to journalism, the known objective standards of journalism that is widely held, and herein lies the problem, Senator, that you're pointing out, that when somebody has a personal social media account, the ABC is not responsible for the material that they publish.
But the problem with social media is that once the publication has been made, so often the damage has been done. And we've seen systemic failure of the ABC to take appropriate action when your code of conduct is breached. And even in the case of Mr. Murray, your lawyer, who made some of the most appalling comments, including calling the Morrison government fascist, saying that the Prime Minister was an awful human being, this particular employee was not terminated.
What happened, Senator, was that we went through the process that we have available to us under the employment agreement, was to investigate, make a determination, follow the process, put that determination to the individual, and the individual consequently resigned. So I don't...
But why wouldn't that be a sackable offence, Mr. Anderson? I mean, surely in allowing this employee to resign, that sets a pretty poor standard, don't you think?